The crypto market is down today, but many analysts saw this coming. After Bitcoin recently hit new all-time highs above $112,000, a pullback was always on the cards. And sure enough, the entire market, including XRP, is moving in sync. What's interesting is that many XRP chart analysts, some of whom I'll highlight in this video, warned this could happen, but they're not panicking. In fact, they're seeing it as an opportunity. So here's the big picture. If pullbacks like this leave you feeling uneasy, it's time to shift your perspective. Day-to-day volatility, especially on the downside, shouldn't shake you to your core. Remember, every dip can be a setup for a bigger comeback. Don't let short-term swings cloud your long-term vision. Crypto is notorious for its wild swings, and XRP is no exception. Volatility has always been part of its story. Over a decade of price data shows us that XRP experiences dramatic drops from time to time. It's just what happens. It's not about fundamentals, and it's not a sign of failure. It's simply the nature of the beast. This price turbulence doesn't define XRP's long-term potential or the strength of the XRP ledger. The data is clear. These ups and downs are part of the journey. It's predictable, logical, and honestly expected. So when the inevitable dip happens, like now, why let it shake you? Think about it. If you know it's coming, why fear it? Yes, red numbers can feel unsettling, but remember, they're just a blip in the bigger picture. I get it, emotions run high, but let's step back and think logically. Does it really make sense to worry here? No. Not only has XRP's foundation remained solid, but it's actually getting stronger. The fundamentals are improving across the board. If utility is what drives value, and I firmly believe it is, then XRP's future looks bright. That's my investment thesis. I know many of you feel the same way, even if you wouldn't phrase it exactly like that. So why let fear creep in? What fear? Volatility? Welcome to crypto. It's a global market trading 24/7, 365 days a year. It's bound to be wild. Let me say this loud and clear. When the crypto market behaves exactly as over a decade of data tells us it will, don't act surprised. This is what crypto does. It's going to keep doing it. It's still doing its thing. Being wildly unpredictable, let's be real. You don't just dive into crypto, buy XRP at a certain price and assume you've nailed it. Like, congratulations, you bought the bottom and voila, it'll never drop below that price again, right? Wrong. That's not how this game works. Crypto is a roller coaster. Patience is key. Just wait. This thing is built to trend upward over time. We didn't spend nearly a decade consolidating just to barely hit a new all-time high only to crash back down and call it a day. Nope, I'm not buying that narrative. And these pullbacks, they're just noise. I'm telling you, they don't matter in the long run. The sooner you embrace that, the sooner you'll find peace and stop letting the volatility ruin your day. Don't let the market control your emotions. It's not worth it. It doesn't have to stress you out. Yes, the market's down, but let's take a look at XRP. It's not sitting at $2.11. Its 24-hour high is $2.25. Bitcoin's also down, dropping to $13,802 from a 24-hour high of $106,395. The whole market is moving together like one big wave. And no, this isn't an XRP specific issue, which is why there's no need to panic about today's XRP price. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. The market ebbs and flows as one, and as long as the fundamentals hold strong, and with XRP, they're only getting stronger, we're in good shape. Here's the thing. You have to understand how the typical retail trader reacts in moments like this. Emotions take over and they panic sell. Predictable, isn't it? And when they do, it drives the price even lower until those sellers are flushed out and the market establishes a new local bottom. Now, knowing this, we can clearly see it's not about fundamentals at all. Let me show you something interesting. This gem comes from the brilliant chart analyst, the great Matsby. He shared this just last night at 7 p.m. Let me pull it up for you. Take a look. The price of XRP was sitting at $2.24. So no real dip had occurred yet. Interesting, right? Anyway, someone pointed out, how many people are going to flip bearish on XRP now that it just closed below the 50-day, 100-day, and 200-day simple moving averages today? A valid question. It seemed clear there was some downside potential brewing, and sure enough, there's another post backing this up, as you can see on your screen. But no need to panic. This was something many analysts had already anticipated, so no surprises here, folks. Then Clemens jumped in with a question. Do you think XRP will come under pressure, or is that irrelevant for the long term? Good question. In response, Matsy kept it cool. Short term, maybe, but I'm always focused on the long term. Spot on. And honestly, that's the right mindset. Whatever happens in the short term, it is what it is. Long-term vision is where it's at. The big picture is what truly matters. Ever since XRP hit its all-time high in early 2018, I knew we were heading into a bear market. Still, I've held on to a clear vision. For me, it's always been a binary bet. Either I'm wrong and XRP fades to zero, or I'm right and one day XRP reaches a new all-time high, breaking into uncharted territory. Since 2018, I've believed in the latter, and now we're beginning to see that belief materialize with XRP finally hitting a new all-time high. We're still in the waiting game for price discovery, but let's be real, something's got to give. XRP isn't going to stay stuck in limbo forever. It'll either crash to zero or break through to new heights, entering price discovery. Think about it. Can you really imagine XRP just staying flat for the next 30 years while gaining widespread adoption? Not a chance. If we're right, the price climbs. And from what I see, there's no signs we're wrong from a fundamentals standpoint. Honestly, there's never been a more exciting time to hold XRP. The potential is massive. Now, Clemens asked an interesting question. Could this be the last fake out? Has XRP pulled this before? The great Matsubi chimed in all the time. XRP is the master of playing with emotions, and let's face it, he's right. Few assets can toy with sentiment quite like XRP. This is exactly why I wanted to point this out. He saw it coming and stayed calm. No panic, no surprise. Oh, and let me add, he's one of the many analysts I follow who predict nothing unusual here. This kind of thing happens all the time. That's why I said what I said. The history doesn't lie. Over a decade of patterns repeating themselves. So why wouldn't it continue when what you've seen happen time and time again actually plays out? Why the fear? Embrace it. It's all good. By the way, here's another post from him last night. He's keeping a close eye on these altcoins, hoping they hit key levels again. And he's ready to jump in without hesitation to stack up even more on the list. XRP, of course. Last night, XRP was sitting at around $2.24. And he made it clear if it dips to $2.13, it's an instant buy. And guess what? It actually dipped slightly below that. This isn't the time to panic, he emphasized. By the end of this cycle, we're looking at another all-time high in enterprise discovery. I couldn't feel more confident about it if I tried. It's bold, it's optimistic, but hey, fortune favors the brave in the crypto game. Here's an update from Charting Guy. Earlier today, he was keeping an eye out for a bullish divergence to play out, but as the market had other plans, XRP followed the broader trend downward. His analysis now points to key support levels sitting at $1.95 and $2.05, which could act as a safety net worst case scenario territory. On the bright side, the 1 hour bullish divergence is shaping up nicely, suggesting we might see a short-term bounce over the next couple of days before revisiting lower levels later next week. If he's on point, this could actually turn out better than expected. Hey, you're back on track and holding steady for a bit, but next week, brace yourself. XRP might dip briefly below $2.00. Prepare for it. Emotions running high, totally normal. You're human after all. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. But here's the thing, there's a better approach. Think like a robot. Beep boop, you know? No emotions, just strategy. That way you won't find yourself drowning in waves of overwhelming sadness every night. So anyway, he goes, this is just the natural correction wave we've been expecting, right on schedule, exactly as I predicted weeks ago. Meanwhile, he's staying calm while everyone else is losing their minds. He even drops a little emoji with patience and perspective go a long way. And honestly, spot on. They really do. Here's something interesting. Last night, a chart analyst known as E-Grade Crypto posted, sorry guys, I was right again, nailing the short-term prediction to a T. Bold, right? He's got the receipts too. Shared a post from 2 days prior predicting this dip like clockwork. So XRP had started dipping by then, hitting around $2.14 or $2.15. In his earlier post dated Wednesday, May 28th, he wrote, XRP seems likely to test the 50.382 level near $2.14. Bulls need to step in hard to protect the support. He saw this coming. Another analyst who confidently predicted a breakout this market cycle isn't panicking. Everything's under control. Nothing's broken. Remember, Over the past few days, plenty of analysts have been sounding the alarm, highlighting a decent chance that Bitcoin could actually dip into the mid 90,000s. There's no guarantee it'll drop that far, but if it does, XRP and the rest of the market will likely follow. This isn't about long-term viability, fundamentals, or XRP's utility. Nothing at all, just people doing what people do. Now, let me ask, do you believe the crypto pie keeps growing over time? If your answer is yes, how do you not sleep like a baby every night? Because I do. Oh, I absolutely do. Here's a post from Stuff is Crypto. Final XRP shakeout before we rip. Bold, right? Now, I can't say for sure if it's the final one, but the optimism is loud and clear, and for good reason. The way I see it, we're heading up. XRP will hit a new all-time high, breaching into price discovery. No doubts here. None at all. X-Force Global shared an intriguing update on XRP. It's decision time. Posted last night after we'd already seen a slight dip. The analysis highlights that both the ultra bullish scenario and the larger flat pattern are now at a critical validation point in this correction phase. The takeaway, a major profit taking zone is expected around $3.50 to $4.00. But don't mistake this for concern. X-Force remains confident that XRP is on track to hit new all-time highs as enterprise adoption surges. And no, he's not predicting a peak there, just reminding us of the multiple resistance levels XRP will face on its climb toward double-digit price action. Sure, XRP might dip below $2.00. Plenty of chart analysts are saying it could happen, and honestly, that's fine. It's not some doomsday scenario. Crypto is volatile, and that's exactly what you should expect. Let's be real. No one buys crypto thinking the wild price swings will magically disappear. Imagine watching the charts for years, prices skyrocketing hundreds or even thousands of percent, only to drop 80%, and then expecting the volatility to take a vacation the moment you jump in. Really? Is that how this works? Spoiler alert, it isn't. The roller coaster doesn't stop, but hey, that's part of the ride. Downturns are just as much a feature of crypto as the explosive gains. It's all part of the game. Just because you bought at what feels like the bottom doesn't mean the market's going to magically shoot up in your favor. Come on, think about it logically. XRP, or any asset for that matter, isn't going to suddenly behave differently just because you're holding it now. That's not how this game works. Accept it, embrace it. But let's be honest, most people don't think this way. They dive in with unrealistic expectations, then spiral when the market dips further. Here's the truth. When you buy something, you should expect that you didn't catch the absolute bottom. The odds of timing it perfectly, about 99.9999% against you. It's practically certain that the price will drop lower at some point. And you know what? That's fine. That's how it works. The right mindset is who cares? Stop trying to time the market, folks. It's a losing game. Take it from the pros. Speaking of which, here's a post from Crypto Wizard. An XRP USD breakout is brewing. It's not a matter of if, but when. And 2017 XRP shattered a multi-year resistance and skyrocketed to new heights, never looking back. Now, history seems to be repeating itself, though this time it's taking a bit longer. But remember, the longer the buildup, the bigger the boom. Today, May 30th at 2:05 p.m. Central Time, a seasoned analyst pointed out this repeating pattern. Even as XRP dipped slightly, hovering around $2.11 at the time, they remain bullish. Why? Because they've seen this all before. This cycle mirrors the setup before the epic 2017 bull run, just stretched over a longer timeline. Patience is key. The chart tells the story, and the explosion, it's only a matter of time. All right, so the secret is patience, huh? My entire job, all I have to do, literally my whole responsibility, is to sit back, do absolutely nothing, and then wild riches beyond most people's wildest dreams just land in my lap. Oh, how tragic. Poor me, forced to do nothing and let wealth grow. Thank you very much. But hey, I get it. It's easier said than done. I joke about it, but I know how hard it is for people to resist. They can't stop fiddling with their investments, always trying to outsmart the market. Oh, I'll sell here and buy back lower, they think. Sure, go ahead. But most people who play that game, they get wrecked. That's why I'm so disciplined. Once I buy, that's it. I hold. Either it grows way beyond what I imagined and I sell someday far down the road, or I'm totally wrong and it goes to zero. Simple as that. And that's the truth. There's no middle ground. That's because I refuse to let my irrational human emotions or overthinking get in the way of pretending I know better than the market. The market knows best. It's the collective knowledge and beliefs of every speculator on the planet, all battling it out to determine where cryptos should rank by market cap. That's humanity as a whole, showing you exactly where they think things stand. But you think you can outsmart them? Really? Do you want to gamble on that? Or maybe, just maybe, you could take the simpler route, get broad exposure, stay the course, and do nothing. How about that? It's way less likely you'll sabotage yourself if you just play it cool. Buy a mix of assets and step back. Because let's face it, the biggest threat to your investing success isn't the market, it's you. Why stand in your own way when it comes to building life-changing wealth in crypto? Take yourself out of the equation as a hurdle. How? Simple. After you buy, just do nothing. That's it. Seriously. No one tells you this because they can't sell you their flashy courses. But guess what? You don't need a course. I've been in this game for 7.5 years, and I'm telling you, patience and broad market exposure are all you need. That's the real secret. Whatever XRP does in the short term, I'm not losing sleep. The opportunities in crypto are massive. Few people truly understand this. Think about being able to invest in crypto at all makes you one of the lucky few. The majority of humanity hasn't even touched this space yet. Yes, that might change as time goes on, but here's the truth. You're still early. Even in 2025, this market will be in its infancy. Crypto is a tiny baby of an asset class, and you're already here. The market cap for crypto currently stands at $3.2 trillion. Now, let's put that into perspective. Do you know the market cap of all stocks on the planet? You can look it up, but from what I remember, it's somewhere around $125 trillion. That's right, $125 trillion. Compared to crypto's $3 trillion, $200 billion. Talk about a drop in the bucket. Here's the thing. This is only the beginning. Don't be shocked when the market cap for the entire crypto asset class hits tens of trillions of dollars. And in this growing space, XRP is emerging as a clear front runner. It's an obvious winner, standing out in the early days of crypto adoption. The key? Patience, folks. The number will go up. It's just a matter of time. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. Don't make any decisions based solely on what I say. That's never a good idea. Until next time, stay sharp and stay optimistic.